Woohoo! And then I want to go to live stream. Guys, if you would remind me at the end of this to stop the live stream and stop the recording. I seem to end up with 4 hours worth of information. And let me tell you something, listen to me for 4 hours, don't ask, not good. So if you would, everyone, that would be awesome. Okay. So I'm going to play guest today. For whatever it's worth, I have a plan on how agents can earn a good amount of money. And this is not get rich in real estate. We're not going to talk about getting rich. This is designed for people who are tired of guessing what to do, want a simpler system and a clearer strategy. They believe their business should be more profitable with less chaos. Does that fit any of you?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Besides James, hopefully we're talking. Okay, Vivian thinks it's a good idea. All right.
Me too.
Okay, Mercy, good job. So I want to take this talk today, and I want you to think of it in terms of a coaching call. If I was doing a coaching call with you, now we may be talking about production that you don't think you'll ever attain, or production that is way below what you already do now, whatever it is. So the coaching call would be tailored to you, for you, okay? But these are 4 categories, 4 ways to generate business that top agents are using, that we've been teaching for years and years and years. And I bring this to your attention right now because when you put this into action, and if you can do 60, 70% of it, because no one does 100%. No one I've ever coached does 100%. Even agents making $1 million, $2 million, $3 million a year never do 100%. But if you could do 70% of what we're talking about, it would be absolutely spectacular. So write down past client and sphere of influence, first of all. There's 4 things we're going to talk about, but one of them, and not necessarily the most important one, but certainly one of the most important ones, is going to be your past client and sphere base. Okay? Why is that? Can anyone share that with me? Why do they think?
Because they know you.
Because they know you?
They know your personality, they know your work ethic, and they get vouched for you to do a good job.
Okay, but what if they know you not to be of good work ethic? What if they know of you? Yeah. So what if they really have a good picture of you and you're working your past client sphere? Because I think a lot of agents think this to themselves is, look, I was a screw up in school. I got 18 Ds, and if all the people that I did business with or wanted to do business with knew me from school, they'd have no interest. They'd think this guy's the biggest flake in the world. Anyone besides me come from that place?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So, however, though, the gold mine, the platinum mine over our careers is your past client and sphere of influence. Best thing that you can ever do, even if you have to overcome some stuff. So here's the thing. How many people in your past client and sphere base? Anybody want to share? Nobody. Okay. So how many do you think you have? Here's the question I usually ask people. If you were to get married, forget about the fact you are married, okay, if you're married, but if you were to get married, how many people would you invite to your wedding, or how many people would you invite to your children's wedding? Now, how many? Anyone?
75.
Okay, Victor, thank you. 75 people.
100.
Sorry,
100.
who said the 100?
Karen.
Oh, good, Karen. So 100 people. So everyone that you're thinking of has a spouse or significant other. Are you guys with me? So that means that even though you don't want to, you'd probably have to invite 200 people. 150 to 200 people. That's the number I usually use. All of us, whether we have it in an Excel spreadsheet, in Follow Up Boss, we have between 150 and 200 people we could invite, okay? So those are people that you know and know you, all right? We've proven over the years, if you contact that base on a weekly mail by email, a weekly basis by one email, monthly basis by snail mail, and every other month by telephone, that you're probably going to do either directly or indirectly 10% of that base. So let's make it real easy. If there's 100 people in that base, that both sides, and you did what we suggested you do, that you would probably do around 10 transactions a year, direct or indirect. You guys with me?
Yep.
Okay. Does anybody do this or close to this on a regular basis?
Nope.
Okay, Neil, what do I send? What do I send in an email? Won't I be bothering them too much? These are things that everybody thinks of. I don't want you to worry about that right now. Okay, we have some systems that you can use to help you either A, send them the email, and or B, come up with something to talk about in the email. Kind of easy peasy stuff, but you have to do it on a regular basis. You have to call them. So you have to have their name, their phone number, their email address, and their address if you can. So put that together, get it together. Now, if you do that on a regular basis and you have 200 people that you're contacting on a monthly basis, at the end of 12 months, that's about 70, 72 contacts, touches, let's make it better, touches, 70 something touches, and you would end up being able to do about how many deals? If you touched 200 people, the way I just suggested it, over the next 12 months, do you think, A, you could do business? Put that in the chat box, first of all. Put a 1 in a chat box if you think you could do some business. Take listings and make some sales. Anyone? Oh, we have people that think they can do business by doing that. Okay. And is it fair to guess that none of you that think you could do business are doing that right now? So what I want you to do is I want you to make that a goal to get it done. You can use Hunter and his team with Follow Up Boss. Those of you that are working with Century 21 Masters, we provide Follow Up Boss for you. We train you on it. If you forget 6 months later, we'll train you again. If you forget 6 months later from that, we'll train you again. We'll keep training you until you get it and you start to do the follow-up. Number one thing that I wanted to talk about today, not the only thing that's number one, but one of the number ones. So let's write down, we could get 20 deals from our past client and sphere base. Okay. Now let's talk about the second thing on my list here, and that's called previewing. But Neil, do I have to preview property? Can I preview property on the internet? Can I do it by picture, etc.? Do I actually have to go out and see the property? I believe, and I think you would agree, that knowledge equals confidence and confidence equals power in working with clients. If you believe that, put a 1 in the chat box, put a 2 in the chat box. Okay? If you believe that knowledge equals confidence and confidence equals power, then do you think by doing that you would end up more powerful and more confident and perhaps with some money? Okay, did you guys put the 2 in the chat box? Let me see, we got the 1s. Oh, now we got 2s. Okay. Eddie Berto put in dos. Well, I love it, you guys. You guys are very creative. Good stuff. Okay, so previewing property. Now, when I say previewing property, I'm talking about previewing property, physically going to see what's available. Okay, now I wrote down here product knowledge. Product knowledge is so valuable in any field. Product knowledge with a car, product knowledge selling paint, product knowledge knowing wood that you work in, product knowledge in the properties that are available. The only reason you're not previewing property, forgive me, is that you're lazy and you don't think you have to. Okay? That's where you're absolutely wrong. Previewing property is close to oxygen. Okay? So if you previewed 5 houses a day, 5 days a week, after a month, you'd have a pretty good idea of what's happening in the local area. Would you guys agree?
Yes.
Hello?
Yep.
Preview 5 houses a day, 5 days a week. That's 25 houses at the end of the week. That'd be 100 at the end of the month. And if you did that for 12 months, you'd see 1,200 houses. If you saw 1,200 houses in the last 12 months, how well would you know your market?
Very well.
Right. Now you're going to say, well, even if I see them on the, even if I see them on the MLS, well, let me ask you guys a question. Have those of you that have been in the business for a while, do clients want to buy houses that back up to power lines? Hello?
No.
Typically,
No, they
yeah,
don't.
clients don't want to buy houses that back up to power lines or back up to commercial or back up to something. So if they say to you, I don't want to see anything that backs up to commercial, or I don't want to see a power line, and you only preview property that's in the MLS, can you tell me how many professional, knowledgeable real estate agents would post a picture of their listing with power lines in the picture?
0.
None, right?
Right.
Okay, you get in the car, you go look at this house. This looks like the property you want. This is a model match to the one that they said they love. You drive up to the house and woo! There's these power lines. Client says to you, I told you I didn't want to see any of that stuff. You're fired. I don't want you. You're not listening to me.
Right.
Now, let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. In my 50 years, that's happened to real estate agents all along the way. Okay? It happens to people. It's going to happen to you, and you're going to have needed that transaction. It was a referral transaction, came from a great source of business, and they call the great source of business back and they say, hey, the agent you sent me doesn't listen to me. I said, I don't want any power lines. First house they showed me, had all these power lines. Don't send me anybody else like that ever again. In fact, I'm going to go work with another company. Now, if you don't think that stuff happens, you have another thing coming. So we want to preview houses. We want to preview property on a very regular basis. So if you were out looking, now let's go to another source of previewing, a source of business. So if you go preview property, you pull up in front of the house, you go up to the house. Has there ever been a time, those of you that preview property on a regular basis, where the owner on the left and the owner on the owner on the right are open their window and they're looking out to see who just drove up? Has that ever happened to anybody? Of course it has.
Yes.
All right. Absolutely. Okay. Now, when that happens, your job is to wave at those people. Show me your wave, everybody. Wave at the people. Wave at the people. And then walk over to that door and knock on the door and say, hey, I'm previewing the house next door. Have you seen it yet? No. Would you like to see it? Yeah, absolutely. Great. And you take them in the house. Now, because you're out previewing property, you just picked up a lead. And then you find out that lead may be a seller, maybe a buyer, may want to buy a rental piece of property. Does that make sense?
Yes.
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 So if you did that and you door knocked, you went and previewed 1,200 homes a year, just because you were out in the marketplace previewing, not door knocking yet, just previewing, how many deals do you think you could do because of previewing houses and having a neighbor on either side, or maybe somebody driving down the street that sees you? How many deals could you do? How many listings or buyer sales?
Maybe 10 or 12 a year.
Yeah, maybe one a month, right?
Yeah.
So I wrote down 6. I'm very conservative when it comes to this stuff. All right. So write down 6. You could get 6 deals from that. What did we say from Past Client Sphere? We said probably 10 to 20, whatever the 10% is, 10 to 20. So let's say 10 there, 6 in previewing. Everybody with me so far?
Yes.
Yes.
I just got you 16 transactions and we're only halfway done through my talk. Shit. God, this is great, Neil. How come you didn't tell me this before? I have. Every single week, I talk about this stuff. Every week, almost every day. Third thing, let's write down expireds. Oh, Neil, I hate expireds. They hate me. I don't want to do expireds. I get it. I get it. But doing expireds by the phone is brutal. What do most agents that are working expireds never do?
Door knock.
They never door knock. Why? Because they're lazy or they're afraid somebody's going to talk to them. I don't know what it is. All right.
Or physical limitations.
Yeah. So we have expireds at the door. So again, visit 5 expireds a day, 5 days a week, and you do that for the 12 months. You're going to see, same calculation as the previews, 1,200 a year you're going to door knock. And you're going to have practicing your scripts and dialogues that are really high level. So you're going to know what to say and how to say it. So you get to set appointments with these people. Now, here's the deal. 1,200 doors, only 30% of the people are going to be at home when you knock on those 1,200 doors. That's a fact. Just know those numbers. I know my numbers. You'll find out your numbers. Same thing. 30% will show up. They'll talk to you. That means of the 1,200, you'll talk to 360 people whose property had expired in the last X period of time. So if you knew exactly what to say and how to say it at a really high level, how many of those 360 could you set an appointment with? Anybody?
3, 4.
4 out of 300.
24.
10%.
Okay, remember, these are all people that expired over X period of time. Expireds in a lot of cases re-signed, not 100%. But if you knew what to say and how to say it at a really high level, do you think you could get 10% to at least meet with you?
Yeah,
That's 37 appointments you'd set.
right.
And if you set 36 appointments, if you set 36, how many of those could you list?
Well, almost half is gonna either not show up or you may not get the signed contract.
Okay. So could you list 15?
Very possible.
Okay. And some of those are not going to sell and some will sell. So
Right.
I wrote down here, if I listed 15, I would sell 10.
Yeah.
Anybody disagree with me?
That sounds about right.
Is that fair?
Agree.
Okay, this is a coaching
Yes.
call, so you can disagree with me. It's okay. But whatever we're going to do, we're going to go with your number. So let's go right now with 10. Okay.
10.
So what I had 10 past client sphere. I have 6 of the previews, and now I have 10 expireds. So how many deals is that, everybody? Who's keeping track?
26.
It's 26 transactions from this idea alone. Wow, interesting. Okay, I got a 4th idea. Now, you're already out previewing the property. You're already out looking at the expireds. You spent the money, you spent the time, you spent the gas. What I want you to do is I want you to door knock 10 houses around each expired and around each preview. Okay?
Uh-huh.
All right. So I got 1,200 expireds, 1,200 previews. That's 2,400 properties. Like I said, we spent the time, the gas, etc. So those 2,400 stops, and we door knock 10 around each one of them, is 24 times 10 is how much?
24,000.
24,000 door knocks. 24,000, Neil, you are nuts. 24,000. Well, I always say, what the hell you got to do otherwise? Okay.
Yeah.
What else are you working on? Wait, you're making a flyer? Okay. You make a flyer and I'll teach this. We'll see who comes out with more deals. Okay. 24,000 doors. We know that 30% of the people will be at home. So we're going to talk to 7,200 people. 24,000 times 30% is 7,200. Now, if you talk to 7,200 people over the next 12 months, how many of those do you think you would turn into buyers and sellers?
Ooh, 7,200 people. A lot.
Give me a guesstimate. Come on.
72.
5%.
Well, let's see. So 10% is 72. 5% is, what is that?
36.
36. Can't even think right now. 36. So
10%.
what if, would you guys agree with me if I said 20?
Yes.
20%.
20. So this activity, this work we did, we started, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes ago. 10 past client sphere, 6 previews, 6 from previews transactions, 10 from expireds, and 20 from door knocking. That's 46 transactions.
This is like 5 days a week you're doing, right?
Yes.
This is the calculation of doing it 5 days a week.
This is 5 days.
Every day.
I only suggest you work 5 days a week and you take 2 days off. But in the beginning, you might have to work 6 days a week and take 1 day off. Okay?
Mhm.
46 closed transactions. Now, this is a low number, $10,000 a deal because it's easy math. Okay?
Mhm.
That's write this down, everybody write down $460,000. Now, would that kind of money change your life next year?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, would you guys also agree, put a 3 in the chat box, that if you actually did all this, and almost no one does, but if you actually did all this, that would give you a lot of work, excuse me, a lot of business? Would it do that? Is that, put a 3 in the chat box.
Great.
Do we got anybody putting a 3 in? I can't see that right now.
Lots.
Lots of threes.
Lots of 3 3 3s.
So $460,000 would be awesome, would be great. It'd be fantastic. Okay, I want you to do one more thing. Take the 460,000 and I put a line through it. Scratch out 460,000. Scratch out 46 deals. Write down, what if Neil doesn't really know what he's talking about? What if Neil really doesn't know what he's talking about and you could only get 50%?
Wow.
So write down $230,000.
Still
If
not a bad
you
number.
got $230,000 for next year, this whole next year, would that change things that are going on in your life?
Yes.
For sure.
I wouldn't complain.
That's really good. I'm glad. So, questions on this? Come on, put holes in it for me. Let's go.
What's the order of operations, or is there one?
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Like expires first, or for sale by owners first, or is
No,
there
no,
an
no,
order?
no, 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 no. This is the job. Preview 5 houses a day, 5 days a week. Preview 5 expireds a day, 5 days a week. Door knock around them. And that's your job every single day, 240 days a year. It's not
Okay.
this or that. It's this. This is the plan.
Hey, Neil,
Ready?
question. So you door knock and expired and they say, this is the typical deal. Oh, bring me a buyer and then we'll talk. So how do you combat that?
You don't. You say, okay, let me come in, let me preview the house, because no, I can't talk any buyer into going and see the house unless I've seen it. And you go see the house. And while you're at the house, Rochelle, you've heard me say this, take your pre-qualifying script with you on a clipboard and say, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, when you sell this house, where are you guys going to? How soon do you have to be there? How much do you owe on the property? If the house doesn't sell, are you going to move? Or are you going to stay here? Or are you going to put your wife here holding the house open while you move to Cincinnati? The pre-qualifying, the scripts are the deal, everyone.
Yeah.
Rochelle, does that make sense?
Yes. You know, sometimes you got to hear things 2 or 3 times before it sinks in.
Rochelle, okay. So that's a really good point. I won't go into the whole story, but that's why people advertise, like companies like Mars, M&M's, okay? M&M's. Do any of us need another M&M commercial? Does any of us need another M&M commercial? No. But why does M&M's or Mars company spend billions of dollars on marketing?
They top of mind.
Everybody forgets. You forget. How many times have I done this? This right here was how I would recruit agents into my company 15 years ago. Think about what I'm saying. I would call agents and I would say, are you familiar with our program to accelerate sales? No. Who are you? Neil Schwartz, Century 21 Masters. You got 10 minutes? Yeah. And I would walk them through this program. Some people would say, hey, sign me up. I want to do it. Most people would say no. But I built one of the best names in real estate at Century 21 Masters by doing this one at a time. Hello.
Yeah.
Everybody's got to do this. Come on, people, please, please, please.
We're gonna do
All right, what
Neil
else?
question. Do you also call the expires and door knocking, or
Well,
just
I
do
would
this
not call the
steps?
expireds in the morning first ever again for the time being. Why? Because every Tom, Dick, and
Everybody else
Harry
is
is,
calling.
and they're just annoying the hell out of them. I
Yeah.
would door knock. Okay. And when the market changes, here's the thing. Here's what I promise all of you. When the market changes and we should be calling again, I promise I'll tell you all. Okay? We'll have a class like this and I say, oh, stop door knocking. Call them all. Okay?
One
But
last question.
don't hold your breath, everybody.
When you door knock the expires and they're not there, do you leave anything? Any paperwork? Any like
You
little
can,
flyer?
you can. We have a strategy that we leave something if you want to. I don't recommend it. Here's why I don't recommend it. Because you won't door knock if you're waiting for a piece to be made. Okay? People, I don't have enough pieces or I won't door knock. Okay, my suggestion is you get out there and door knock and say, and you know the script, you know, Mr. and Mrs. Jones noticed your home came up as an expired listing and I was calling to see when do you plan on interviewing the right agent for the job of selling your home. Does it sound like I know my scripts?
Absolutely.
Got it? Okay,
Yeah.
here's the thing. Here's an interesting point. I want to make this point. I know these scripts really, really well. Better than most agents. But I teach the scripts, and if you're not doing them as good as I can do them, and you're trying to make a living on the scripts, door knocking, phone canvassing, you're not going to get the business. Do you get the point here? I should be the baseline. You got to be able to do it as well as I can or better. Now, does it sound like I'm trying to talk some people out of working expireds? Yeah, because you're screwing up the business because you don't know what to say and how to say it. So you walk up to the door, do you want to sell? Okay. And they say no. And they're pissed that you came to the door. You're the 27th person. That's what they say to you. They're not going to say that to me. They might hang up on me. They might walk away. But you guys have an opportunity of a lifetime. We practice scripts and dialogues every single morning. We're there. We guarantee you'll have a role play partner. Please join us. Am I getting too intense?
No.
I feel like I'm
No.
getting intense.
No, get a little more intense.
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
what other questions do you have?
We want intense.
You can have intense with me. It's okay. I actually have two gears. Laid back and relaxed or in your face.
In my face.
All right, there you go. All right,
Neil,
what
so
else you guys?
what time do you do this then? First thing in the morning? This
So
is
the
your
role
first
play,
process?
so we role play 8 to 9, Monday through Friday. Hunter and I are there. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I do a class on expireds, but you gotta learn everything, not just the expired stuff. So between Hunter and I, we do these classes all day long. And then at 9 o'clock, we have what we call open mic. Open mic is what I refer to as a show-off factor. If you are role playing with somebody that you know and you respect, and you think they respect you, you want to do your role play at a pretty high level. Everybody with me? Right? Okay. So we created this where we have everybody is prospecting, but you can listen to what's going on, kind of like this thing that we're doing right now. And you sign up at 8:30 for a 30-minute slot for the rest of the day, and we go basically till around 4 in the afternoon. Every 30 minutes. and except for the classes that we do. And then you use your scripts and dialogues. We had a situation today. I am not going to pick on her, but I don't see her. Good. Where we had a gal that signed up for it. She was prospecting. She had three blocks worth of work to do. She ran, nobody answered. So she went through these numbers very, very fast. And she said, I have nobody else to call, so you guys can call or do whatever. I said, well, why don't you do this? Why don't you just go into T in your phone, your cell phone, T, okay? And call everybody that's in there. So she says, okay, there's only 3 people in there. I said, well, that's fine. Call them anyway, all right? She said, I said, after you're done with T's, go to S's. So she didn't get through T. She ended up with 2 great leads. Okay? 2 great leads. Those of you that were listening know exactly what I'm talking about and who I'm talking about. Okay? So this is just do what you're supposed to do. Is there anyone that can't do what I lined out
No.
Nope.
besides Brandon? Is there anyone else that can't do what I just lined out?
No. No.
No.
Come on,
No.
then why wouldn't
No.
you do this? Okay, why wouldn't you guys do this? Why won't you do it? I lined it out. You say it's easy. It's not a big deal. You can learn what to say and how to say it. We have a concierge
We
department.
need to
that'll
learn
manage
more
the
time
flight.
management.
There's no time management. You know what the best time management tool is? Write down N-O. Write down N-O.
Yeah, that's
Write it
good.
down, darn it. Write it down. N-O. All of you agree to do stuff that is meaningless. It's time to start saying no. Now, I get you can't say no to your kids. You got to pick them up. I get it. But it's all the other crap that you say yes to that gets you into trouble. I had to pick up kids. I had to take them to baseball practice and batting practice and Hebrew school after school. I did all that stuff. I was Mr. Mom for a while. It is what it is. But I still had to work on my scripts. I had to work on my dialogues, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I had to call people. I had to call real estate agents. The hardest people to get to do anything is real estate agents. Do you guys know that? Do you know that the hardest people to get to do anything are real estate agents? Maybe the really hardest are lenders. Okay, I don't want to leave anybody out here. Okay, I think lenders could be harder to get in something to do. But come on, let's do this. What we still got 7 more minutes before my time's up. So was this interesting?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Got it. Who am I going to get to commit to doing this? Who's going to make a commitment to do this strategy or something like, remember, I call this a 5-5-10. Okay. That's what I line out. And there are some reasons, very few, where this could be a 4-4-8. Okay. Or a 3-3-6.
What's a 5-5-10?
5-5-10 is 5. Who just said that? Rochelle?
Me, yeah.
Rochelle, this is what we went over.
Oh,
Five
okay.
previews.
I thought it was something new you're talking about.
No.
Okay.
5
Okay, gotcha.
previews. 5 previews a
5
day,
people.
5 expireds a day, and then
Copy.
door knock 10 around it.
Sorry, got it.
Neil, when you say 5 expired, you're not talking about calling, right? You're actually talking about knocking on the door
100%.
of 5 expired.
5 expired. Now,
Okay.
Terry, you could also call, because you're more motivated than the average bear. You could also call 5 old expireds in the morning. In other words, those are harder to door knock.
Yeah.
But you could call the 5 old expireds. And we have the script for the 5 old expireds too.
Got it.
I think my blood pressure went up. I got to calm down.
So Neil, it sounds like we would do the door knocking in the morning with the expires and then do all the previewing homes and door knocking at the same time because we're already outside. And then when you get back in the afternoon to the office, at like maybe once people are off work, we do the past client and center of influence calls.
Well, okay, so that's an interesting thing. I will tell you the best way to get started in the morning is to call your past client in Sphere because they like you, love you, and care for you. Okay? So I would call 3 to 5 past client in Sphere every morning. Now, maybe not in a row. Maybe I would put them in and out when I'm calling the old expireds. Okay? But past client in Sphere like you. The reason we don't call past client Sphere is because we think we sound like we're begging for business to them. I've never thought that way. I don't understand it. Okay, I'm bringing a value to them. Nobody ever should be should use a real estate agent without using me. That's my thinking. How about yours? And if you think somebody else should be using somebody else because you don't know enough yet, shame on you. You better learn or get the hell out of the business. Get out of my way. Get out of the way of the people I teach. Number one. Number two, I don't think there's a better coach on the planet or a better broker on the planet when I was a broker for people than me. Now, I'm sure there's a lot of people that would say, yeah, you don't know what you're talking about, blah, 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 blah. But I got to think that way. Does that make sense?
Yep.
If I don't think that way, I guarantee no one else is going to think that way. Okay, you have to think the same way too. If you don't feel you're that person yet, then you need to come to role play. Then you need to show up for MasterMind. I had a guy I interviewed 2 weeks ago. Salvatore Sandoval, forgot his name.
Santiago.
Santiago, thank you so much. So I was talking to Santiago and getting prepared for our talk. Now, Santiago is a guy that been in the business 5 years. First 3 years, he already made $1, but he kept working at it. He even worked on driving Brian Burnett around, and that's how he could earn a little bit of money. He got paid by the hour. For Brian Burnett's one of the top agents in the nation, in Utah, and he was working for him. Brian saw something in him, gave him a driving job so the guy would make some gas money. Anyway, I was interviewing him, preparing for the call, and I said to him, so write this down. Somebody put this in the chat box. Events.c21masters.com. Events.c21masters.com. Put it in the chat box, please. Or don't. Okay. Events.c21masters.com. Right. So if you click on that, you'll go to our resource guide and you'll arrow down in the resource guide and you'll come across Neil Schwartz MasterMind. And there's like 220, 230 video interviews I've done over the last 3 to 5 years of the top agents. Most of the agents on there earn in excess of $1 million a year selling houses. Real people having real lives and would share this. So I asked him, I said, have you seen that? Did you see a video or two? He said, I've seen every one of your videos and some of them 2 or 3 times. I said, wow, this is a first. I said, why? He says, why not? They're free. You've taken the time to do them, and they're some of the top people in the country. And yet, I would bet that there are some people on this call of 47 people that have no idea what I'm talking about, A. B, they know of these and they've seen one and they thought it was okay, but they never went back to see another one. What are you doing to teach yourself, to grow yourself in this business? What are you doing? Other questions? Thanks, Brandon.
The YouTube Century 21 training, and on YouTube, and also MasterMind with Neil Schwartz, Neil Schwartz YouTube channel.
Hey, also, I'll go one step further. On YouTube, if you go to Neil Schwartz /training, there's 1,400 videos up there. So you can never get tired of listening to me rant and rave about you being able to make it in a big way.
Yeah, I started with the video that's 12 years old, and you had a rainbow tiger print on your office.
Oh, yes.
It's good videos.
Yeah, no, for sure. I've evolved through a lot of different looks. But
Yeah.
the content is what you guys are interested in. It's the content. Listen to what's up there.
Yeah.
Do yourselves a favor, okay? This company provides all of this for you at no charge. You get to rub elbows with some super, super impressive people. Take advantage of it. And if you don't take advantage of it, just go do it. What's the new thing? I read this the other day. It says, even if it's too much work for you, do it anyway. Even if you don't like the work, do it anyway. Even if you don't like door knocking, do it anyway. David wrote down here, got to get lots of good shoes for the pavement. Do it anyway. Don't stop. Okay? Do it anyway. Okay.
Thanks, Neil. You're awesome.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. And Rochelle, by the way, you have been a very good student. I will call you out on this. You and I got together not that long ago. When we got together, when you came on board with REA.
Yes.
Right. And you came to role play almost immediately.
Yes.
And you really were a little bit rough.
Yes. All good.
All true, right? But you
Yes,
have done
yes.
a tremendous job. You're putting deals together. You're making things happen. You drive to the Mike Ferry event. I mean, come on, lady. You're awesome.
Well, thank you. Well, I appreciate that. It's I can do it, and it's just I've just been a little bit pig-headed in my own head and getting in my own way. So I'm slowly getting out of my way.
Do yourself a favor. Call me. I'll tell you why you shouldn't be pig-headed.
Okay.
All right.
I'll save that for another conversation.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Look, we all
right.
do this to ourselves. We all do this to ourselves. Okay? So get past it. All right, everybody. I'm going to stop the recording.